Welcome back on the Monday evening, everybody. Dirt Racing Network live once again with the Dirt Slingers Monday Night Thunder. This time, CAMMUS. Racing Simulator Big Block Modifieds. Williams Grove Speedway this time around. Round number 15. 2 races to go till the end of the season. This one here tonight, and the season finale next week. Go along with the season finale for the Mars Pavement Late Model Series. Got about a dozen drivers once again. Guys going to wrap things up in style. The championship not decided, as I do not see Devin Hauer once again. That is definitely going to allow some guys to close up on him. It is a ways back. It's 140 points. But you can make 162 up in one night. So, depends on what happens with the driver in the 21 car. Drivers are rolling out for qualifying. It's Hauer, Boyd, Johnson, Vinny, and Rundle. The top 5 in the series. And then that overall, it is Boyd, Vinny, and Rundle, the top 3. Here is your UMP Modified. The Wisconsin UMP Modified Series champion. Just crowned him about a half hour ago. Travis Johnson onto the track in qualifying. Almost everybody's out there already. Dean Reynolds, Anthony Morano are in here. Clay Christopherson. We lost some from the first show. We gained some for the second show. Works out. Boyd went 22.72, and then Reynolds went 22.66. Johnson a ways back at a 92. The Ohio Hombre, Matt Westfall, up there, 27.7. This time around, Travis Johnson does not move. In fact, slowed down just a little bit. Reynolds and Boyd are still 1-2. Anthony Morado moves Westfall down as he goes 2069. Adam Vinny wrapping things up. Larry Moody, Tom Ostendorf still on track. Clay Christopherson and Scott King, the Tiny Dancer, in the house. We'll see what he does. In his heat, I don't think he's going to get to qualify. I think he's putting the little one to bed, and then he's going to come run his heat race. So we'll have a couple of quick heats, and we'll get ready for our 40-lap A main. Time wrapping up on qualifying, and Dean Reynolds at 20.66 seconds will be your quick qualifier. We'll get ready for our heat racing lineups. It'll be the 32 of Tom Ostendorf on the pole for heat number 1. Next to him, the newly crowned UMP champion, Travis Johnson, in the 25. Second row inside, Anthony Morano, 32. And the quick qualifier for the evening in the 79, Dean Reynolds. The Lumberdew Jack Wagon, the 43 of Reed Rundle. He'll have a row 3 to the inside duties next to that 51 car of Clay Christopherson. Still waiting on Ostendorf. There he is. New paint on that 32 car. We got to see it last week, the Acro Seal number 32. They'll roll off a couple of pace laps, and then we'll get them fired off. One week left in the season. And we take a couple of weeks off. We do a couple of special events. We do some practicing and some hosting and some different things here and there. And then DSRL will be back with the big block modifieds at 8 p.m. Eastern and 360 wing sprint cars at 9:30 Eastern starting on October 21st. They'll run 10 weeks with a break right after week number 6, the first week of December, for a big special event that's going to be going on. All right, we're going to get the green this time coming out of turn number 4. See what the 32 of Tom Ostendorf. He's got the other 32 car right behind him, Anthony Morano. Pace trucks out of the way. Ostendorf finds the throttle pedal, and the green flag will fly. Good start for the front 4. Ooh, the contact. Rundle and Morano back there. Morano slowed it way down on the inside. And Rundle tippity-tapped him. Here we go up front. Dean Reynolds got into Johnson. Johnson got around Ostendorf. And now Ostendorf will be down to the inside. Morano forced his way through traffic around Christopherson. Christopherson had to get off the throttle, and that really hurt his car. Johnson now on the backside. Reynolds has the lead. Here comes Morano. There goes Ostendorf. Westfall behind that. Rundle is tucked in right there with these guys. This track does not race as wide as it looks. It looks narrow, and it races even narrower. So you get side by side as Dean Reynolds and Anthony Morano go at it for the lead. Reynolds able to hang on. Johnson takes third. Back from Ostendorf. Rundle still hanging around in the 5th spot. Now Clay Christopherson is caught up to these guys. The battle's at the front. Heat number 1. They are already getting racy. And caution, caution, caution. Reed Rundle. Let's go see what happened to Reed Rundle here. This is out of 3 and 4. I think everything happens down to 1 and 2. Oh, he got in order to keep it out of the left rear corner of Johnson's car. He just backs it up into the fence. I think that took his suspension and bent it all up for him, and now Rundle takes that thing straight to the attention of the pit crew. I don't think they're going to be able to do much for him, and he is going to be relegated to a 6th place finish and a last row start in tonight's 40-lap feature. Reynolds, Morano, Johnson, Ostendorf, and Christofferson in that order. Light's still on the pace vehicle. We'll go around again. Trying to give Reed Rundle time to see if there's anything they can do to the 43 car to get him back out here. I don't think he'll be competitive even if he does come back with that rear end all bent up like that, but never know. Light should go off this time. Right at the starter stand. He'll take that yellow flag, put it away, grab the green flag. There go the lights. He'll change that over to a green flag here before we get back around. Single file them up. Give them 3 laps to race it out. Rundle does make it back on the track. How much damage he has in that car, I'm not sure. All right, pace truck will get out of the way. We'll get ready to finish up heat number 1. Dean Reynolds drops the hammer and goes after it once again. Reynolds and Morano breaking away just a tiny bit from Johnson. He closes up in 3 and 4. Now the gap widens again down the front stretch as Morano looks like he's going to go for the lead on the bottom. Reynolds off the top side. Big momentum off the top of turn 2. Out of 4, white flag at the starter stand, and they're side by side once again. Morano came up the hill a little bit. Reynolds drove right back around on the high side. This may be Morano's race to win or lose right here. Reynolds up to the high side, cuts the car down. Morano out of the bottom. He'll win the heat. Reynolds second. Johnson, Christofferson, Ostendorf, and Rundle rounding things out for our first heat race. So we're going to get ready for heat number 2. We're going to line them up. This is how they'll do it. The 11 of Adam Vinny will be on the pole with the 1J of Jacob Schmutz on his outside. Your second row on the inside. That's going to be the 54 of Matt Westphal, and he'll have the 21 of Garrett Boyd on his outside. And then the 73 of Larry Moody inside row 3 next to the 118 of Scott King. I don't know if King made it in to the car yet or not. It doesn't look like it. Or he may make it back for the feature. I don't know what cred I got, but I got it. Wish I knew. All right, we're going to roll them off without the 118. We got 2 winners this season in the series. The 21 of Boyd, the 73 of Moody have each picked up a win this season. These big block points coming in. It was big. Devin Hauer has about 240 points over Garrett Boyd. With him not being here, Boyd could pull off the win his heat, could maximize the points. He could be the points leader when we leave here tonight, or he could be very close. Just have to see what the 21 car has in it. This Tiny Dancer will probably make it back for the feature. I don't know. He's going to have 8 laps in this heat and a 5-minute warm-up session to get back. All right, I'll be going green this time with the 11 of Adam Vinny getting us going down here. Vinny waits to the last second, coming out of 4, gets on the throttle. The green flag will fall. And he'll have the advantage into 1 and 2. That group of 5, still a group of 5. Very tight racing all the way through that 2nd, 3rd, 4th, and 5th place cars. Vinny's got the lead. Schmutz is second. Here comes Boyd on the high side. Garrett Boyd was watching heat number 1. He's going to go to the outside. He saw Dean Reynolds do it from up there. Reynolds eventually lost to Morano. Morano was on the bottom. 3 and 4 is just really good down low. Larry Moody's trying to make use of that. Those two are right in front of Westfall, who's in 5th, but all 5 cars almost under a blanket right here. They're starting to get it single filed out. Vinny still hanging on to the lead. Schmutz stalking him. Boyd now trying to change lines. He goes to the bottom in 1 and 2. Got to find the line and get the bite on the exit. He doesn't do that. Top of 3 and 4 looks like that's where it's at for the 21 car, but the 11 is holding the 1 back. He is able to maintain position. 1 slip, and I think Schmutz will get there. Now Schmutz moves to the inside, shows him the right front tire through the driver window. He is alongside. What can Vinny do to keep him back? Out of the top in 3 and 1 and 2, and here comes Larry Moody with a run down to the bottom. He's going to get back in it. Westfall's still not out of this. We're coming around to 2 to go. Highly contested heat race. Everybody knows passing is a premium. You got to get them when you can. Larry Moody off the bottom, just caught a little bit of grass right there. Upset the car. Adam Vinny's coming out of 4. He's going to get to the white flag first. Can he hang on for 1 more lap and win another heat race tonight? Through the middle, out to the top. Gets good bite. Looks like he opens up the gap a little bit. No mistakes in 3 and 4, and Adam Vinny will be starting on the front row of the 40-lap A main tonight. And Vinny's going to get it done. He wins it. Schmutz, then Boyd, and then Moody. And Boyd and Moody almost identical times right there. Westfall in 5th, and Scott King credited with that 6th and final spot. So the guys will have 5 minutes of practice session. We're going to let them have it. we'll give them their full 5 minutes. We'll remind everybody tomorrow night, ERA, they are at 5 Flag Speedway for the super late models. I believe that's round number 3 for them. Had to text my wife. She's in the living room, but I'm not going to scream across the house. I'm not going to do it. Wouldn't be prudent. Looking at Travis Johnson, Anthony Morano. He's got his teammate Dean Reynolds in tow right there. Scotty King made it back. Tiny Dancer on the racing surface. The 118 machine. Somebody better let Mindy know that her favorite driver is on the track. Look at the 43 of Rundle. He and Tom Ostendorf trying to work the track, figure out what line is going to work for each one of them. I think it's safe to say that Mr. Rundle is not going to be running way up high. Just not in his wheelhouse to run out there wide like that. How we doing, Bill? I saw the message that you sent over to the network. Much appreciation. Winner in the series. Won at Knoxville about mid-season. Larry Moody in the 73 car. Schmutz had a good battle with Hauer and Morano last week. Always fun to see Dean Reynolds in a server. Hello, Deb. Tiny Dancer racing tonight. Got here in time for the feature. He didn't run his heat race, but he's here in time for the feature. And there he is back on track. Practice session winding down. That means we got 40 laps of racing left for what has been a great Monday evening. Fairbury saw a flag-to-flag run from the UMP guys. We expect about the same here from our BBM guys. We'll get ready to look at the starting lineup for round number 15 of the CAMMUS Racing Simulators, a big block modified series. It will be the 32 of Anthony Morano alongside the 11 of Adam Vinny on row number 1. Dean Reynolds, the 79, has the inside spot in row 2 next to Jacob Schmutz in the 1J. 25 of Travis Johnson. Row 3 to the inside, he's got 21 of Garrett Boyd next to him. You'll see the 51 of Clay Christopherson next to Larry Moody in the 73. That's row number 4. Fifth row, Tom Ossendorf, the 32, and Matt Westfall in the 54. Teammates side by side there. And your back row for tonight's 40-lap feature going to be the 43 of Reed Rundle inside and the 118 of Scott King on that outside. Couple of pace laps. We'll get ready to cut these boys loose. So the limousine on the outside of row 1. The jack wagon on the inside of the back row. The Ohio Hombre, he is going to be right around that 10th, 9th, 10th spot back there. Row number 5. He's on the outside. And then old Tiny Dancer back there, outside of row number 6. The lights go off on the pace truck. He'll get out of the way down here in turn number 3, and we will see Vinny and Morano get things started. Only caution for the evening came. No, we had one in the heat race and the second heat race in the UMPs as well. Big blink out of Morano right there right before we get going. But Anthony Morano is going to get a good jump. He'll grab the top spot heading for the green flag. Reynolds trying to work to the inside of Vinny out of 2, and he'll have that spot. So Morano and Reynolds 1-2. Vinny is 3rd. There is the 1J of Jacob Schmutz in 4th. And now Garrett Boyd on the top side trying to work around Travis Johnson to get 5th. Christopherson, 7th place on the inside. Larry Mooney got out of shape, got touched. Reed Rundle, everybody's going to stay looking forward. She'll get it gathered up right in front of the 118 of Scott King. We'll get back to the front. Morano running away with things. He's already out to a full second. And now Schmutz, Vinny side by side. Those two going to work at it. Schmutz will have the spot. Put Vinny back to 4th. Boyd is 5th, and Boyd's got company the inside. Travis Johnson. Johnson looking to take the spot away. Matt Westfall is right there. Reed Rundle is right beside Westfall. Christopherson tucked in behind them, and then Ostendorf in the top 10. Garrett Boyd still working on Adam Vinny. Now Jacob Schmutz makes it 3 wide. He goes up the middle. Boyd's going to clear them both. Put Boyd in the top 3. Whew. Tight racing. 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. Westfall jumps the cushion, bumps the fence. He's going to give up a spot or 2, and he may not be done giving up spots if he stays locked on that outside. Rundle got by. Christopherson is trying to get by on the inside. Moody and Ostendorf are right there as well. Back close to the front here. Gap holding at a 2nd. Morano to Reynolds. Reynolds has got about 1.2, 1.3 on Boyd. Boyd's got company again. Both Schmutz and Vinny. Catching him as they race each other as Vinny goes back by and takes fourth back. Good racing mid-pack. Best racing is right here. The other two guys are gone. They are driving away from everybody. Right now, get Boyd holding down that podium spot. If he can stay there to the end of this, it'll help him a ton in the points. He just needs to hold on. He can make a race out of it next week when we go to the season finale. Vinny's still there in fourth. Schmutz is still fifth, but Rundle is starting to put some pressure on him, and then Travis Johnson is right in there behind them. I don't know who's saving tires. It's hard to tell. I can tell you the front two aren't saving much of anything. They are letting the horses run. Gap at the very front starting to close up. It's down to about 0.6 of a second now. As Reynolds slowly starts to pull Morano back to him. Reed Rundle making some hay. He works to the inside of Schmutz and put Rundle in the top 5 now.
All right, man, caution is out.
Caution for the first time. Larry Moody and Scott King going to have problems. I think it was 2 separate incidents, but they might be related. Ostendorf and Moody. And that's Moody again. He just got in hot. He did the same thing Rundle did. Oh, and then Scott King was coming in. He didn't really have anywhere to go. That's our caution right there. Both drivers trying to do the right thing, just end up on the short end of the stick, and that'll tighten the field back up. Everybody won't be as stretched out. We'll see if the 2-wide restart gives us that fantastic racing that we were watching back there from third on back. Reynolds had it down to under 0.6 of a second. He was starting to reel in Morano. I don't know that Morano was really saving anything in the car. He went out there and decided to jackrabbit the start and get out in front. And he was pretty much gone. Yeah, Jeep guy, he needs to get going. He may be saving a little. It's hard to tell. Like I was saying, I don't know who's saving tires or who's doing what, but the racing was good. Everybody was kind of on top of each other except the top 2. Now we're going to get a restart with 28 laps to go, and that might be what decides. You could have a mistake on your restart. You can go from being a hero to being a zero real quick. Lights off on the pace truck. That means we'll be going green out of turn number 4. Yeah, we're just going to let everybody kind of gather back up. All right, Morano had the pole to start. He'll have the pole for the restart. Garrett Boyd is going to try to take advantage of being on that inside line. And he is going to quickly work around Dean Reynolds, at least for the time being. Reynolds super smooth on the top of 1 and 2, and Boyd had to kind of wait for the car, and he gave the spot right back. Now in through the middle, he'll cut the car down, find a little sticky, but it's not quite enough to get alongside. Adam Vinny right in Reynolds' tire tracks, and Reed Rundle is running about 2 lanes lower, but not as low as Boyd. All those cars in the top 5, everybody chasing the 32. of Morano. Schmutz now battling with Travis Johnson. That's for 6th. And Johnson going to take the spot away. Westfall behind Schmutz, and then Ostendorf, Christopherson, and King all back here at the very back. Getting close to the halfway point. Going to be 24 to go this time. Dean Reynolds has gotten away from Garrett Boyd. He holds on to second, but he's 0.8 of a second behind the leader. Boyd hanging on at least for the time being, but Rundle making a late race charge here. After the restart, the 43 car has been a little more energized. It looks like Boyd is kind of just running the line that Rundle wants to run. Rundle gave him a shot in the back end that time when he was waiting on the car to rotate. Rundle was ready to go. When that opens the gap, maybe gives Boyd a little breathing room. Coming around, we're going to be halfway this time. Morano has 0.7 of a second on Dean Reynolds. Cross flags being shown to the 32 car, Dean Reynolds. Garrett Boyd, Reed Rundle, and Adam Vinny now charging back around the outside of Travis Johnson. Wins his heat race, running in the top 5. Limousine just out cruising. Give Vinny a top 5 spot. Move Johnson to 6. Schmutz, Westfall, Christopherson, Ostendorf, and King. Everybody still chasing the 32 of Anthony Morano. Morano out of 3 and 4 once again, down to 16 laps to go. 3/4 of a second over his teammate Dean Reynolds. Garrett Boyd now has gotten away from Reed Rundle. Pretty secure in that 3rd spot. Rundle and Vinny 4 and 5. Travis Johnson not giving up on that 5th spot yet. He knows he's got fans watching. He needs to go fast. Team owner is watching. Well, you better Fred Flintstone that thing and go a little faster. Right now, Morano, 0.6 of a second, make it half a second. Reynolds second, Boyd, Rundle, and then this battle between Vinny and Johnson. It looks like that battle has ended now as Travis Johnson clears into the 4th spot, and he's going to make a charge, or into the 5th spot. He's going to make a charge for 4th on Rundle late in the going. There's Garrett Boyd. He is about 1.6 seconds behind Dean Reynolds. behind Dean Reynolds. Excuse me. I got attacked. Coughing fit. Don't know what I got into. Whatever it is, had my throat just raw. Can't get it to calm down. The gap first to second has settled down. 0.6 is what's being maintained right now. Oh, it's absolutely wearing me out. There's so much pollen in the air. I don't know if that's it or not, but it is just killing me. My eyes are watering. I'm coughing. My throat is just raw. It's horrible. Now, Travis Johnson and Reed Rundle for fourth. Travis Johnson got a little sideways getting into 3. He is going to have to regroup. Make a new attack plan or try to go after Reed Rundle. If I go silent, just know that I passed out because I was coughing so hard. Whew. I'll return. Don't know when, but I'll return. Rundle doing a good job of holding off Travis Johnson. We're coming around to 7 to go. That time Johnson got the right rear in some sticky. He just can't shake Rundle. Here comes Christofferson late in the going. He's looking to make it a 3-wide bid. Just didn't quite get there. And Johnson now clears Rundle. Move him up to the 4th spot. Reynolds losing ground as we come to the wave lap. 5 to go this time for Anthony Morano. Garrett Boyd still solidly in 3rd. He's got over 2 seconds on 4th place Travis Johnson right now. Clay Christofferson, the fastest car on the track, back in 5th place that last lap. Moonshine, that's a good idea. 4 to go that time for Morano. Pretty content to just run right up to the marbles and let the car settle and drive away. And he's opening up the gap again. It's back out to almost 3/4 of a second. Track getting bumpy down in 3 and 4. You can see and hear. Let's go on board with Morano. Cut it to the inside, late to the throttle. 2 to go that time by. Reynolds not gaining any ground whatsoever. As we'll come out of 4 in the white flag. Shown to your leader. Christofferson got around Johnson. He's up to 4th now. All of that's happening about 5 seconds behind your leader, who's in 3 and 4 for the final time. Morano locks it in on the bottom. Brings it out of 4, gets the car straightened up, and Anthony Morano's going to win again. He won at Oswego a couple of weeks ago, and he will win tonight at Williams Grove. Dean Reynolds and Garrett Boyd rounding out the top 3. Christofferson up to 4th, and Johnson making the top 5. We'll let the guys get to the front stretch before we start. Oh, I grabbed and brought him right in the booth, didn't I? All right. There we go. Now I think we can just about get them started. Let's see if we can get a different view of these two. Yeah, those are terrible. Every one of those is terrible. We need a better set of cameras. We'll work on that for next season. Ta-ta-ta. All right. 1 second while we fix our microphone problem. Let's just make sure that everything is good to go here. Yeah, there we go. It's not working. Not going to work again. I don't know what is going on with this thing. Let's see if that makes it happen. Sometimes you just got to change it and then it'll light up and it does not do it. I don't understand. Let's change it one more time. Let's see if this thing will work. Let's see if the big mic will work. I don't know. I can't. Nothing's working. What do we do here? Da-da-da. Da-da-da. Hang on, guys. I am having a problem that I never have until tonight. So. All right, let's see if that's going to work. Maybe that'll help. That looks like it helped a little right until we get out of that. What is the deal? Garrett Boyd, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
All right, we got Garrett Boyd in here. Man, it looked like that track got just tougher and tougher as the night went on, but you managed to come home with a good podium out of it.
Yeah, the car was falling away from me too, so we were just trying to survive there in the last 15 or so laps and keep track position, which luckily I'd got a little bit of a gap from the guys behind me. Gave me a little bit of a buffer.
Well, with Devin Hauer not being here tonight, that big points lead that he had kind of evaporating. That means next week this thing could still be up for grabs. Are you paying close attention to where the points are
at? I may take a glance at them or so. We're pretty good at Lernerville, so hopefully be able to do good there and finish better in the points. I know I missed a couple races, so I'm down in the points. So I don't know how close I am to the to actually winning anything.
Yeah, it was about 180 coming into tonight, and you'll close that up with a heat race and qualifying and all of that. So be paying attention to you two next week if he makes it to the season finale. But tonight was a good night for racing overall for the 21 car, especially here at Williams Grove. And I don't know if this is one of your favorites or if this is one of the tracks that you don't like. It's hard to tell.
It's kind of a 50-50. Depending on what type of how the car feels, I like this place or I hate it. It's either or.
All right, man. Well, give me some shout-outs, some thank yous, and we will let you get out of here tonight.
All right, I thank the girlfriend and family, and then Sim Magic and Sim Shop, and then Camus for sponsoring this deal, and Beer Conson, and then lastly, you for broadcasting, Roger.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. Congrats on a great run tonight. We'll look forward to seeing you next week, bud.
Thank you.
That's Garrett Boyd finishing in third. And now let's get the driver of the 79 car. He battled his teammate hard all night long, and he comes up one spot short. Dean Reynolds, it's still a pretty good night for racing.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun. You know, it's funny. We were talking to Garrett in the room, and we said, by the way, me and Anthony love Williams Grove, and he goes, "What's wrong with you guys?" And but I just like going fast. I don't know if you remembered, I was running second with to Braden Eiler at Port Royal before I ran out of gas. So I had fun there with the big track. But yeah, I was trying some different lanes, and then see if I can get Anthony, and I was hanging with him, and then on the white flag lap, I decided to sail it in 1 and 2 and put the right rear in the fluff, and it gripped. And I'm like, oh, damn it, I wish I tried that 3 laps earlier. But Anthony's so good. I mean, you've seen him win here several times, and the B right there, right behind him is that's cool. I'll take that.
Yeah, it looked like the track was really getting slick through the middle, and you guys were really having to get up there and use that fluff to try to get around. He found a couple of good spots on the bottom, and it didn't look like you were willing to drop your car down there and try to get that close to those tires on the inside.
No, he's a lot better on the bottom. He can trail brakes and know how to do that. I don't. I never even touch brakes. I go in and let it drift, and let it go, and I like the top. And I used to like Williams Grove when it had the old build where the outside was a lot better to use, and I would just run it right up against the wall. But now it's a new build. You got to learn how to drive it a little different. So we're getting there. Open set big block is my weakness. I believe it or not, that I ran a Gunnar Swanchera 358 setup at Lanier. It's just a setup that I like. It feels comfortable, and that's what I ran. So I didn't even run a big block set.
Well, an awesome run nonetheless, man. Some shout outs, some thank yous. We'll let you get out of here.
I got to thank the guys from Full Throttle Motorsports. Always fun to race with them, and a great team to be part of. Congrats to Anthony on the win. Garrett, for third, and Clay got fourth. And just got to thank you guys for putting on the telecast and giving us friends and family to watch. I always send out the link to everybody to watch, and that's cool. And thanks to Dirt Slingers for giving us a place to race. So we really enjoy it. Thank you.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. Congrats on a great run tonight, and we'll look forward to seeing you back at the season finale.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
That's Dean Reynolds finishing in second, and now we'll talk to the guy. He's making a habit of being on the podium and starting to make a habit of being on the top step of it. Since he put the new paint on the car, that 32 machine has really come to life. So I'm going to tell Anthony Morano he probably needs to keep that green on the machine.
For as long as I can remember, on all these racetracks when I was a kid, they always told me green was bad luck on a race car.
I've heard that my whole life.
I think someone's been lying to me a little bit. That's what I'm thinking.
I think they were scared that if everybody figured out that green does work, then everybody'd be green at the racetrack.
I guess. It's working, so.
Well, great run there tonight, man. You ran away from these guys before that caution, and then I don't know, maybe you paced yourself a little bit more afterwards or not, but they stayed a lot closer that second half.
Yeah, I wasn't really pushing the car. Just I knew Dean was there right around a second behind me most of that second stint we had there, so I was just pacing the car and saving a tire in case I needed it for anything. And we had like a late race caution or something, this way I'd have enough meat on the tire to get going and try to hide from whatever came up behind me after that, because I know Clay was back there lurking around, and he's really, really good at saving his tires. So just playing defense for the long haul, and got out and just hit my marks, stayed straight, and let the car do its work.
Well, an awesome run, man. I'm sure you got plenty of shout-outs before we let you go celebrate.
I got to thank my wife, Sherry, the boys there at FTM, Dean with Super Air Car, Logan at High Mom Lens, Gunnar at Swan Speed Shop, DJ Sim Shop, Expert Installation, Castaway Flagstone, MDI TV, GripPack.com, Bowman Designs, Roger, you for doing the broadcast and having us come out here and give us a place to race.
All right, man. Congrats on a great run, and I'll look forward to seeing you next week when we close this thing out.
Thank you much, sir.
That is Anthony Morano picking up the win. Real quickly, Jocelyn, we don't have any 410s currently. I do know in October we're going to be bringing back 360 sprint cars, so if you're interested in that, October 21st is when that'll kick off. Looking at our results, Morano, Reynolds, and Boyd, 1, 2, 3. Christopherson with a great late race charge. He goes all the way to 4th. Johnson 5th, Westfall 6th, Vinny 7th, Rundle 8th, Schmutz 9th, Ostendorf was 10th, King 11th, and Larry Moody with an early exit finishes in the 12th spot. That wraps up round number 15. There are 2 shows left for Monday Night Thunder. Next week, Mars will close out their pavement season and crown a champion. And then this same big block bunch will come in and close things out, and all of it will be decided. We'll crown a big block champion. We'll crown an overall champion, give away that direct drive wheel and pedal set, and we will see who has that at the end of round number 16. Don't forget about tomorrow night, 8:30 Eastern, ERA, pavement super late models. They'll be back in action. It's 8:30 p.m. Eastern start time. And we'll let you know what's going on the rest of the week tomorrow night. Appreciate everybody being here. Without you guys, there's no reason for us to do this. And without all the great racing, like you just saw, from the Dirt Slingers Racing League and all the other leagues that give us great events every week, there's nothing for us to cover. Everybody gets a big pat on the back for that. Till we see you all the next time. Peace and love to everybody. Rough side always faces down.